Moving is a tough thing, not just physically, but also, at least for me, emotionally. As a tribute to my home, I'm going to tell you about the story behind this place, why it was so special. November 2002 is when it all started. I was just a little older than a year at the time of moving in. The house was actually built by college kids. My parents bought it and moved it to this location where we put it on top of the foundation. From there, our family has lived here for 16 years now. So you can about imagine how emotionally attached I am to this place. All my memories from ever since I can remember were when I lived here at this house. I remember first getting really into video games after first playing the masterpiece known as Greg Hastings Paintball 2, Super Mario 64. It was Super Mario 64. Or when my brothers, who hated watching me, I wonder why, would put a mattress in front of my bedroom door and then stand there holding it up so I couldn't leave my room. Not to name any names, but love you, Josh and Jake. In 2007, I remember playing the greatest video game of all time, Super Mario Galaxy. I was about 6 at the time, and I just woke up from a nap, and I ran into the living room to see that my brothers had gotten a new game, which they were in the middle of playing. And I almost pissed my pants in terror the first time I saw them die by a black hole.
Come on, okay? That noise makes us freaky.
Or when my entire family would play Wii Sports together. Even my mom would play Wii Bowling with us, which quickly became a late night addiction. One night she even woke up my older brothers at like 2 or something in the morning to show them that she did a perfect game in Wii Bowling. My mom really liked Wii Bowling. My brothers and I used to play Mario Kart Wii online with all of our uncles, and one time someone unplugged the TV and I had to scramble to plug it back in.
And I still won the race.
I also remember when I used to make movies, and I used to have a news show with some of my friends when I was younger. We used to set up a blue bed sheet up on the wall for a blue screen, and I would record it with my little like $30 camcorder. As of recording this video, I don't know if I still have some of those old videos, but if I do find them, I'm going to add them into the end of this video as a bonus. I also remember my first ever sleepover, or as my friends and I call them, overs, because we don't sleep.
We actually do, just not that much.
For my first over, it was with one of my best friends. You guys know him as Mr. Poppernickel, or by his real name, Steve. We had the Wii U set up in my cramped bedroom, and we played Super Smash Bros. Brawl and Nintendo Land all night until my parents forced us to go to bed. Or when we first got our Wii U, which will always be one of my favorite consoles of all time. I remember first getting into Minecraft on the Xbox 360 after Drew and Luke, or well, you guys would know them as Drewbert and Kebler, when they first introduced us to it. They never told us how to do anything, so we had to figure it out by ourselves. Needless to say, I would always build a dirt hut, come out in the morning, and get blown up by a creeper. And then Mr. Poppernickel, once we got him into Minecraft, he didn't know how to do anything, and we had to craft him everything. Even he didn't know how to craft wood planks, so we had to craft him wood planks and crafting table and anything he needed crafted. And that went on for about 2 years. I also remember when Steve's parents had gone to China to adopt a kid there. He stayed at our place for about 2 weeks, and we played a lot of Minecraft. We built huge cities. We had a survival world where we made a huge bedrock mine. Sadly, the save files corrupted on almost all those worlds, and I still cry about it to this day.
Not really okay, I'm just a little bit.
I remember the first ever FPS game I ever played, and it's still one of my favorite games of all time, Destiny. Or also my dad asking us to play Call of Duty Zombies with him every single night. My first ever video game system I ever owned, I also remember. It was a Sega Game Gear with Sonic 2. I never got past like the third level. Okay, sue me. My first ever friends, who will always be two of my best friends I've ever met, Drew and Luke. I met them because they actually lived right next door to us. Or meeting the third of my three best friends, Steven, who actually used to be a bully to me and Drew and Luke when we were younger. The strange thing is, none of us remember how it turned around and he became one of our best friends. It's still a mystery to this day. Of course, not all memories I have that took place living here were good. Like when we first met the kid who I'll just call Dick. Great naming. At first, Dick seemed pretty nice. He was kind of weird, but sort of friendly. It's kind of hard to describe. But eventually, we found out that his mom was less than a role model and started randomly, without warning, dropping him off at mine and Drew and Luke's homes. And you may think this wouldn't be much of a problem, but here's the thing. Neither of our parents knew him or his mom. So, not even knowing the people she was dropping Dick off to, she would just leave and not even care. And then one day, Dick asked if he could pay me to look at my dick. What? Needless to say, that was the last time we hung out with Dick. But now, all jokes aside, we're going to talk about some real bad memories. I'm just going to kind of try to go through these fast. I'm not going to put too much detail into these because they're just things that I wouldn't really want to talk about much. At the age of 7, I remember hearing the news that my grandpa, Herbert Fettig, had lung cancer, who later passed away. Or just about like 2 years ago when we got the news that my other grandpa, Mike Staffney, had passed away suddenly from a heart attack. And right in this living room upstairs where my parents gathered us all around to reveal to us that Mom had been diagnosed with cancer about 7 years ago. But even with the bad memories that happened here, while we were in Minnesota for a month and a half for my mom's cancer treatment, all I wanted at that age was just to be home with my family again. Thankfully, my mom won her battle with cancer, coincidentally, on my 11th birthday. It was the greatest birthday present I have ever gotten, and the best present I will ever get. In life, you have to learn to let go when the time comes and move on. It's going to be hard to let go and move on from this place, but I'll have to do it. This place is more than some wood and concrete, more than a shelter, more than a house. It was a home to a family, my family, a second home to most friends, and a home for memories.